Hi, James. Yes, I'm Henry from the MLS UK show. Now, normally I'd come on to the DC United Kingdom podcast to tell you what's happening on the MLS UK show, but we know what's been happening on the MLS UK show because you've been on the show. You joined us to talk about life after Ben Olsen and whether DC would actually win a game this season. You have, so well done. If you want to watch that interview back, you can find it. Just head to youtube.com/MLS UK show. Subscribe while you're there. And you can also listen on your podcast provider. Just search MLS UK show. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a rating as well. We don't just talk about DC. We talk about the wider MLS picture from a UK standpoint. So I couldn't put it better myself, even though I just have. Anyway, back to you, James.
Well, thank you, Henry, for that little clip there. So please do go and subscribe to them and check out their content and that interview that I did on their last show. So, as I've just said, I've got Donovan Pines with me to stay on this show. How are you doing, Donovan, first of all?
I'm doing well. Just, here living the dream and just trying to, hopefully win this Saturday. So I'm trying to stay positive and beat Atlanta on Saturday.
Indeed. Get those back-to-back wins. I mean, you've just come off back-to-back goals. How does that feel?
It's just like, a thrill of emotion because as a defender, you don't really see a guy scoring, in two games in a row. So I'm really blessed that I'm able to do that and help my team succeed. And so that's honestly what, I really wanted to do for this team and for this organization. So I'm really blessed that I was able to get those two goals and hopefully lead this team in the right direction.
Absolutely. I mean, the first goal that you got, well, let's put it this way. Your first goal was truly was against Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all saw that was a goal, and we all loved that celebration of yours. But the one that goes on record, your celebration was a little bit more toned down, I think. It was still a bit very happy, but
yeah,
a little bit more toned down. Was there a particular reason for that, or was it a bit more shock? Or
it was just the luck of the draw. I mean, I was in the right place at the right time, and what's kind of weird. I was just getting pushed out of the play. It was like a free kick, and I was like, oh man, I should probably just stay here and see what happens. And of course, something incredible happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I took a step, put my foot out, beat the keeper, and then I just kicked it home with my left. I said, well, did that just happen? I was freaking out. I honestly was like this. I was like, guys, whoa, and it was incredible. I couldn't believe that I actually scored another goal for the team, and everyone's like, yeah, and I'm like guys, I'm like, at first I went like this. I was like, yo, what happened? So it was a thrill of emotions, and it was so great to get the first goal too, the first goal to get in the lead for that game.
Yeah, and watching back on it, and you just see the keeper, and you think, what are you doing? What was that?
Oh, yeah.
What was the keeper? I mean, I shouldn't really go off on about the keepers because I'm a keeper myself when I'm playing.
Oh.
And yeah. So I'm thinking, why didn't you just let that go? It was gone nowhere near the net.
Honestly, I don't want to say anything because it is what it is, and I got the goal and I helped my team. So of course, as a player, I feel bad for him in that scenario. But, at the end of the day, I got to get the job done. So, I did my job, played through the whistle, and you got to play until the whistle. So I didn't hear anything. Looked like everybody stopped, but I just kept playing. I was like, all right, let me keep going, And I kicked it in, and that's why I was like, everyone just stopped. And I'm like, and it was just incredible.
So a little question about, obviously, that moment where you think, did that just happen? Then you get VAR. What's it like on the field when you've scored a goal? And then it goes to VAR.
All right. Well, to go back from last season, that was kind of the thing where it held me back from my first goal against Minnesota United. And I was like, I headed it. It was, great timing, headed over the keeper, all those guys. And, I thought I scored. That's why I celebrated, and what was cool was my trainer said, Donovan, I know you're going to score today. I was like, okay, if I score, then I'm going to run straight over to the, sea of black shirts because all you could see was gray. And so as soon as I saw the black shirts of DC United, I said, I got to go over there. And so, I always, stick to my word. So, so when that happened, I went straight over there, hugged everybody, high-fived everybody. And, but then they said VAR. And I was like, okay, nothing happened. I don't think I jumped over the key. I jumped,
Yeah.
past the keeper, and then of course somehow they say someone, impeded his jump, and it was so slight. Like there was
Yeah.
no way if he was not impeded that he was gonna get to that ball where I jumped, because I jumped pretty high, and I was like, but it is what it is. But I'm glad that I was able to get a goal, against Philadelphia, against a good Philadelphia side, and then I was able to get one against Cincinnati. So, I pray that I can get another one against Atlanta, and I'll be ecstatic, and that'd be a blessing to behold. So,
No, I think I'd probably do handstands if I see you scoring a third goal in a row. That'd
yeah,
be just
honestly, James, I'd be crazy.
it would.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaping up high, we've had our first question from the live chat on YouTube. Kim Kolb. I mean, I've not mentioned this to you yet, Donny, but he's asked, "What's the combined height for this episode?" So, you're 6'5", aren't you?
Yeah, 6'4.5", 6'5". Yeah.
We'll go with 6'5". We'll give
Okay.
you that extra half an inch.
Okay.
I'm 6'10".
Are you?
That reaction there, that was priceless. Yeah, I'm 6'10".
No way, James.
Yeah.
Stand up right now.
I mean, you're not gonna. You're gonna. I mean, this is gonna be rude. But I mean, I'm gonna stand up and.
Okay. Wow. Yep. I see. Yep.
Yep. I mean, all you've seen is my belt buckle, but
Wow, that shows. I know what you mean. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's
So
nuts.
that will give us a. So what is that? A 13'3" for a combined height? Quick maths, I think. Yeah, 13'3".
We'll stick at that because I don't want to.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. It is above this. Yeah. It's close. We'll say.
Yeah. But you're not the tallest player in the squad now, are you?
No,
I'm
not.
Axel.
Axel Soydberg. He beat me 6'7". When I first saw him, I said, "Who's this guy?" And then he's like, "Oh, that's our new center back." I said, "Oh, wow, he's left-footed." I'm like, "Okay."
Uh-huh.
So of course, I did some homework. I'm like, "All right, so he's left-footed." He played, again with Colorado, and I was like, "Okay." So and he's a great guy. Great player, lovely guy, great person, great attitude. So he's just great all around. So another big guy too. So it's good to have someone who's close in height and can basically relate to your troubles when you're playing soccer at a tall level. I guess you could say that.
Yeah, it's just bonkers to seeing that we've got two towering centre backs, I want to call it.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So there was a couple of things that I don't know whether you've seen, but in the last two games you've had the most clearances.
Someone
players.
told me about that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy too. But
now, is that something you want to keep on doing, or would you rather have the lowest amount of clearances and we're just happy keeping clean sheets?
Honestly, for me, I just want to win games. I mean, I got to do what I have to do to, stay on the field and keep the ball out the net. So, and that, either takes me scoring or, getting a clean sheet for the team and doing the best that I can for, DC, for the, 11 guys on the field. So,
yeah, I know it's been a bit of a tough season. Let's put it that way. I don't think there's any other words we could use to describe 2020 for us.
Yeah.
But there was another stat that I saw that had come out as well. You're the only second player for us this season to have scored in back-to-back games.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to know who the other player is?
On our team?
On our team, yep.
Ola Kamara.
I think it was Fred Brion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's deep.
I mean, there was a bit of a gap between the two goals because you
Right.
had the game against Inter Miami, but then the MLS's back tournament, Toronto.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Yeah. That was a long stretch, but I do remember that. That's kind of crazy.
So two centre backs are the only players who've scored in back-to-back games.
Right. And then we have a right back who scored the game winner.
Oh, honestly, Chris Adubi-Achsem's goal, I was close to tears seeing
Really?
that happen. Honestly, I mean, obviously, what he's been through. How was everyone's reaction when that went in? Because as a right back, flying up that side of the pitch and scoring in a rebound. That was a proper poacher's effort.
Right. I mean, everything kind of went well in that scenario because, Moses won the ball, or Ola got it, Moses got it, then he played Kevin in. And if you hear the video, I scream, I'm like, shoot, and Kevin shoots the ball, deflects set this way, and Chris is right there to hit it in. And I'm like, there it is. I was like, I was like this because I was so happy that, Chris scored and then Kevin got like maybe an assist. So, a lot of good things happened in that, in that scenario to get that final goal. And, it was great to see Chris getting that. And I was, trying to sprint as fast as I can. And then I had to jump over the board, get in the huddle. And it was just a great, just a great goal all around. There's so much happiness in the air, and I was so proud of him. And it was just great.
I think everybody was super proud. You see Dave Johnson
Yeah.
commentating as well. You can hear the emotions running through everyone.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. Right. I want to start getting through some of these questions I've been asking every player that I've had on recently, the getting to know DCU questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, got quite a few. We're going to run through them.
Okay.
First question is, how long have you been a professional soccer player for?
I guess, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the first few questions are going to be nice and easy for you.
Okay, that's good. I was like, okay,
Yep.
that's a good one. Yeah.
And the next question, I hope you can get this one right, but which was the first team that you represented?
Oh, Loudoun United.
There we go. And the next one is probably even easier. How long have you been at DC United for?
For DC United, the first team, or overall the whole organization?
Let's go with both. So how long have you been with the first team for?
Okay, so I'm 22 now. So first team 2 years. So 2 years.
Yep.
And then in the academy, I started when I was 14. So from 14 all the way up to when I was 20, and then I was in the under 23s for DC United in the summer. So we would play like USL teams and all that. And then I signed my contract after my junior year of college from Maryland.
So there's been a few players from Maryland, hasn't there?
Yeah, just a few,
I mean, I think it was what you, Chris Seitz.
Yep.
Who else was there? Chris Aduiasham, was he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a fourth. I'm trying to think who it was.
You can say Patrick Mullins when he was here.
Really?
And then Taylor Kemp. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm missing anyone else.
I'm sure there was 4 in that game against Cincy.
Oh, then so me, Sites, Adoy. I think it was just 3.
Was it just a 3?
Yeah, it was just 3.
Fair.
I know Joe Zhao on the other team. He's just from the DMV area, so Marathon.
Okay, fair. Right. So next question, you might have to start getting your thinking cap on. So what makes DC United special to you?
Ooh. Okay. That's a deep one.
It is a deep one. Go on deep early.
Yeah. All right. I mean, to start off, it was, my first, we'll say, academy team to play for that's a professional club. And, and then there's, ties to the academy to, get into the first team. And also, it was my first professional game I went to was a DC United, their first professional soccer game was a DC United game. Yeah. And, from the point where I was, I think, 15 and I was a ball boy, and I will never forget, I think there was a video, though, Sam Legg, he showed it to me. He's like, "Is this you, Donnie?" And it's me behind the goal.
Oh.
And it's me, and Andy Nahart gets the ball, and he takes a touch and rips it. And I'm behind the goal, and then we're at RFK Stadium, and I'm like, and so like it was probably one of the coolest moments of my life. And from there on, I was like, I want to go pro for this team. So, it was a really eye-opening kind of experience and gateway into something that I really wanted in my life at that time.
That's awesome. I mean, we all can remember our first games that we ever went to. Mine's a little bit little bit further back than yours. I was 4 years. It was on my 4th birthday.
Okay.
Middlesbrough versus Oxford United back in the days when we had our old stadium, Ayresome Park, which was all basically everywhere we're standing. It was made out of wood, and it was a great game. I think we won 4-2, and our star striker at the time, John Hendry, scored a hat-trick, and that is one of my earliest memories.
Wow.
Was going to that game, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a Middlesbrough fan, because it was the first game I ever went to.
Probably was nuts. Probably the crowd was going crazy, and you were like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit smaller back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yep. Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
that was, and I remember the days when Jaime Moreno used to play for us as well.
Yeah,
And then
and
that's the reason why I support DC United.
okay, cool.
It's a nice little link, that one.
Yeah, that's actually pretty sick.
So, next question for you, Donny, is your squad number 23.
Mm-hmm.
Did you choose it? And if so, why did you choose that number?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, I couldn't choose. I couldn't choose the number that I wanted in college because everyone chose that on the team.
Okay.
But I think someone else chose. I think someone else was 21. And the next number that I thought was pretty cool was 23. So a lot of famous players, you could say, wear that number. Incredible players, and I just felt like I would like to represent the number 23. But also, I think a lot of the homegrowns. I think Ian Hart's, if I wasn't mistaken, I think he was 23.
Yes. I think you're right
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to wear that just in honor, just another homegrown that I admired growing up as well, and I admired his game because I think he also played at in college at I think Wake Forest. I'm not sure. So
Okay.
yeah, so I just wanted to honor him in that aspect as well, and just homegrown in general. So I just wanted to pick that number.
Nice. So this is going to lead on to, I'm going to trail off a little bit before we go back to these questions, but one of the fan questions was from one of the group members in Woodbridge, and they asked, do you have any interaction with our first ever number 23, which was Eddie Pope?
That's a great question, because I can tell you this, that my agency is Octagon, and Eddie Pope is my agent essentially. So I have two agents, and Eddie's one of them. So and I can tell you this, not to give too much information, but I went through a lot of agencies, and I wanted to choose someone who would represent me as who I am as a person, and as a defender, and who can really help me excel and hopefully get to the next level. And I thought Eddie was a perfect candidate for that, and I really I admired him as a person and how he talked and introduced himself, and he was just a great person to meet. And so I really admired him playing for DC, and I'm really blessed that he's my agent at the moment. So
wow.
To answer that, yes, I've met him.
That's amazing. That I was expecting just like a couple of conversations, maybe it's over text, but not an agent.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you this. When I was 18, I was with the 23s, and we played Southampton. And we played Southampton at RFK. It was like a closed door game.
Right.
And so I got to play the last 10 minutes, so it was pretty cool. Van Dijk was in, and he's one of my I admired too. And so that a lot of famous people were in that we were playing against, and it was pretty cool to play against them. And who was in the audience was Eddie Pope, and of course I didn't know this at the time. And then my mom was talking to him, and I think Bruce Arena was there too. Even though it was a closed door game, there was a lot of people in there. But Eddie talked to my mom, and that was when I was 18 or 17 or 18 or something. And he kept following me as I progressed through soccer, college, all that overseas, and he kept tabs on me, and which I appreciated, and I wanted to stay loyal to him. So I went with him as well.
That is absolutely awesome to hear that. Right, we're going to go back to the questions. So, here we go. So, if you could play alongside anyone from the past or the present, who would it be and why?
last year present. I'll probably. I mean, I would want to play with Van Dyke.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, experience to play with him and be alongside him and dominate the back line, and just be cool, And
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. Also, I admired Rio Ferdinand for England, so
Yeah.
I like watching him as well. So I guess that's two. I was gonna say a third one, but
We're gonna stick with two, are we?
yeah.
Yeah. Fair. Cool. So, next question. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a thinking cap question. Who would be in your fantasy six-a-side team?
Dang.
It's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So let's start in goal.
Okay, and goal.
Yep. Who's it going to be?
Oliver Kahn.
Okay. Yeah. I like that choice. I like that.
Okay, so six aside.
Six-a-side. So I'll do the same which I've done with others. Is 2 defenders.
Yeah. Okay, 2 defenders.
And then 3 attacking players.
Okay. I guess I have to pick Van Dyke in the middle.
Yep.
And you get it. Who else? Probably Gattuso, Italian player.
Oh, a bit of aggression in there.
Yeah. So, being also versatile in maybe the attack, but also very, stuck.
I like that.
Okay, so now I need 3 more players, right?
So we need 3 attacking players.
Okay, so up top, I probably would have Pele and probably Ronaldinho on the right and probably Neymar.
Fair. There we go. So Kahn and goal, Van Dijk, Gattuso, Pele, Neymar, and Ronaldinho. I like that.
I might switch. I'm trying to switch maybe Neymar with somebody else.
Ooh.
But
Yeah. I mean, it's not set in stone right now.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone.
But that was a good question that caught me off guard. So I never really thought of a 6-a-side squad.
The only reason I put that in there is because that's what I play. I play 6-a-side.
Oh, okay.
So, and yet, as I mentioned, 6'10", the goals are pretty much this high.
Yeah, you must. Yeah.
And I'll go the full hog. So when if we concede a penalty, I think we've conceded quite a lot of penalties in 6-a-side, but I've only actually conceded 1 goal from penalties.
Wow.
I'm pretty proud of the record.
That's
and all I do is I go down on my knees. It throws them off.
Because you're probably your wingspan.
Yeah.
You just protect the whole freaking goal. That's great.
Yeah. It's a great idea. It's a shame that we're not able to play 6-a-side at the moment because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's it's been about 7-8 months since I've last played.
Dang, really?
Yeah, that's how bad it's been over here.
That's
right. They stopped doing it. I mean, granted, I had my son back in March, so I took a bit of time off from it. There's obviously to look after him.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And then lockdown kicked in 10, 11 days later. So we were on full lockdown, couldn't do anything, and then because of the where we play is on a school field.
Yeah.
So protect the kids and things like that. They've not reopened. So still waiting. Still waiting.
Everything's virtual.
Yeah. At the moment it is. Right. So moving on to the next question.
Okay.
What's the greatest goal you've ever seen? And this could be in person or on TV. I'll allow either.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let me think here. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. World Cup. I think it was. When was the last World Cup? 2018?
2018, yep.
Okay. Benjamin Pavard volley.
Oh, yes.
I was sitting there, eating some nachos with some friends. And we were about to play, I think, soccer that day. But, we wanted to watch the game first. So we're watching the game. And then like, all right, we're gonna after like 15 minutes, all right, let's go. I'm like, no, let's finish. Let's watch the French play. Like, okay,
Yep.
okay. And then I see Benjamin Pavard hit this strike, and I said, woo, we gotta finish this game, and we gotta finish this game because it was crazy. I've never seen like that. Was just a technique on command, beautiful strike, and I was just like, man, you can't script that. That was just it's beautiful.
It
Didn't make
was
me cry, but
crisp.
yeah, it was crisp. It's
It was.
pretty nuts.
So, I'm going to move on to the greatest goal you've been a part of.
What was the question? Sorry.
What is the greatest goal you've been a part of?
Ooh. No. Dang. I was gonna say the Wayne Rooney one where he hit it
Oh,
from half field.
yes.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna say.
can use that one if you want, because I would
Oh,
talk about
okay.
that all day.
Yeah, because that was nuts. I was like, because what's crazy? Like I've learned a good amount of stuff from Wayne,
Yeah.
but he's so diverse in the way he plays. He loves hitting that long ball. Every time in training, he loves to hit it. And
Yeah.
sometimes at training, I'll be like getting a ball, and then he'd be like, Dom, and I'm like, and he just pings one straight into my feet. I'm like, and he does it again. It's exactly perfect, and I'm like, this guy's unreal. But in the game, I can tell when he's about to hit the ball at that same trajectory and pace, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's looking up. And as soon as he looked up, I said, he's hitting this
Yeah.
straight, perfect past the keeper, and I'm like, and then I'm looking at Griff, I'm like, and then we hug, we're like, oh, we were like hugging it. It was pretty surreal. I couldn't. It was unbelievable. That was sick to be a part of, even though I was on the bench. But I was really thankful that I was there.
Yeah. I remember that, and I remember the next day. So over here in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really hear the commentary of Dave Johnson or anything like that, because Major League Soccer, it's growing,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to think I'm helping that along.
Right.
But to hear, I was out in a restaurant having Sunday lunch, I think it was, and I just hear Dave Johnson going, "Oh, it's in the net!"
It's in the net.
Oh my god! Someone's actually watching the Wayne Rooney goal. I'm thinking that was just absolutely insane, because that goal went worldwide very, very quickly.
It's unreal. Like you don't see that anywhere. Premier League, like come on now, like that is like that's a once in a lifetime. If you see that in person,
Yeah.
that's just like that's a treasure. You will remember that for your whole life. So it's unbelievable.
It was. Like I said, it was just a hear it. And I was just nudging the wife. I'm like, someone's watching DC.
Right.
Carry on.
I was just saying, like, you see that over there? DC United there.
Yeah. Oh, it warmed my heart. We've had another question come in on the live chat from Kim Kolb, and he asks, what was the Wayne Rooney experience like for a young player like you?
Oh yeah. Going into it, first I met him was at this indoor facility at like the St. James, it's like indoor facility in Virginia. And of course my jitters, I'm just like, okay, I want to meet Wayne Rooney. All right. First practice, and I had to calm down, and I was like, hello, Mr. Rooney. He's like, just call me Wayne. Oh, that's fine. And I'm like, okay. And from then on, and it was really, he was just a nice guy, and communicate with anybody. He was down to earth, and probably the nicest player I've ever met, generally. And he was a really cool guy, super funny. He's hilarious. Like he's probably the funniest player I've ever been like talked to and just joked around with. Like he's hilarious. But I will never forget that first practice session. He's like, we're playing a possession drill, and I have to defend him because I'm a defender. So I'm playing a possession drill, and it's like basically, defense, and then the attackers for him are going this way. So I'm defending this way. So they're going.
Yeah.
So I'm defending him, and he's like, all right, Don, just be careful, all right? Watch this. And so I'm like, All right. So, I'm watching Wayne, and he's really good at no look passes and just, knowing where someone is going in behind. And, I've never seen this. He checks in, and I'm like, okay, I got him. I see the guy gonna play Wayne, and Wayne takes another step. Guy plays it in, and he knew a guy was running in like behind me somewhere at like a perfect angle. And I was like, okay, I don't think he's gonna I don't think he's gonna get that ball off. Somehow the trajectory of the ball, of how he just flicked it with his right foot when the ball was coming to him, I could not figure out how he did that, and I couldn't see it because he's actually a big guy. So he's like a girthy guy, and so I couldn't see. I was like, holy, and they got a point because it was like the final, and I was like, how did he do that? And then Wayne's just like, you see that, Don? And I'm just like, yes, I did. I couldn't say it because I was like, well, I gotta keep playing because that's just 1 point. I gotta keep playing the game. But that was pretty nuts. When I saw that, like this guy's of the upper echelon of players I've ever played against. He's incredible.
So, going off that then, on to the next one. What made you decide to actually then become a pro soccer player? Because I've said it before, in the States, soccer isn't the number one sport.
Right.
So what made you go down that route?
Yeah, I mean, could go in depth pretty deep here.
Okay.
We'll just say, basically, I played basketball in high school. I played soccer in high school. I did a lot of sports growing up. But, I love soccer because I think I could dominate in that more. And, I was really competitive in that sport. But, I'm playing basketball. But, there's other guys as, James over here, who's 6'7", 6'8", and 6'10", and I'm playing basketball. I'm playing JV basketball, and and all the other team is dunking the ball. And I'm like, my team is, 14 years old, 15, and we're just doing layups. And the whole other team is dunking the ball in layups and doing alley-oops. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? And once you get dunked on, it makes you feel like, bad. So I said, okay. And also I played in like this, state semifinal in Maryland, and I had to guard their best player. It was varsity, so I got pulled up to varsity, sorry. So I got pulled up to varsity, had to guard their best player at the end of the game because our best player fouled out. They inbound the ball to him, and, I'm a good defender, so I put my hands up as, high as possible. He gets it, does a fadeaway, and scores. And the whole crowd goes crazy. And at that moment, I'm like, I don't think this is the sport for me. So, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just going to stick to soccer and see how that goes. So, I focused on soccer. I was in the pre-academy when I was a freshman in high school. Then I went to the academy, sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school. And so I couldn't play any more high school sports. So that was the case. And, going into college, I was, at Maryland, and I really wanted to, play for Maryland, do well there. But I knew I had to, work my way into the team because the starters when I was a freshman, they were all seniors. So it's going to be hard to start over senior. So I had to know my role. I said, okay, I'm going to work hard in training, prepare these guys for the game. And, we were number one in the nation for that whole year. So we were doing really well. And, we got really far, and then we lost against, a team in the NCAA tournament it was actually, this goes into another story, it was actually Julian Gressel's team. So we played Providence, and it was Julian Gressel's team because he's, I think, 3 or 4 years older than me. So he was playing on that team. I was a freshman, he was a senior. And I think he scored that game. Basically, that game was unbelievable. I've never seen a game like that. Some of the goals defy the laws of physics because there was so much wind. So some of those goals, there was like 5-4, and then I came into the game at the end to try to get one back. I was kind of confused. I'm like, why are you putting, a defender in the last 5 minutes? So it was kind of interesting. So, but I did what I was told. I tried to get one back, but we ended up losing the game. It was tough. But from then on, I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep getting better, keep trying to start on the team, and I started to start my sophomore, then my junior year, and then we won the national championship, and I felt like I did everything possible at Maryland. I won a national championship. I won the Big Ten tournament, won the Big Ten regular season. And, I felt like I think I was ready to make my transition to a professional player. And, I was like, okay, let's see, my options. So I wanted to see if I wanted to go overseas or
Yeah.
if I wanted to stay local. And I had some trials lined up after the season, after my junior year season in the fall to go overseas with some trials. And then, of course, when I'm about to go, I'm about to head over there.
Yeah.
Next day, DC United calls, hey, we want to sign you. And I'm like, okay, all right. So then I, quickly got an agent
Yep.
that week, and then, talked to them about all this stuff, and then I signed. So,
Wow. So, are you able to elaborate on who those trials were with?
um, I think I'm not sure if it's in like, the news or anything, but I know one was QPR.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, and I'll leave it at that. It's just
Yeah.
because when we played, me at Maryland, we played in the spring. We went to England. We played, what's that called? Connors Key, which is like a Welsh team.
Yes, I
Um,
do know of. I
yes,
know of them.
we
Yeah.
played them. We beat them, and then we played Leicester City, and we beat them, so we did really well. And then we played Queens Park Rangers,
Yeah.
and I did really well against Queens Park Rangers because I had to defend their, what they say was like their main guy, their $2.5 million striker,
Yeah.
and I shut him down, and I did really well, and they were really shocked how well I did on him. So um,
Fair.
they were really interested. So
Yeah.
they actually, yeah. So that's kind of the reason why. But
Yeah.
that was
That's that's awesome.
yeah,
Again,
it's pretty
absolutely
cool. Yeah.
awesome. It's you're right. Cool. Right. So moving away from on the field to off the field, what hobbies do you have outside of soccer? Now I know we've spoken about a couple of things before we went live, but what kind of things do you get to do when you're off the field?
I mean, yeah. Since COVID's kind of like putting a burden on things, it's kind of hard to go out and venture out into the world because I'm more of a nature guy because I studied biology in college. So
Yeah.
I like nature and biology, ecology, all that stuff. So I really like going on hikes, being out in nature, just just learning in general. So I really enjoyed that, and I took Mandarin Chinese for about 3.5 years in high school. So I wanted to continue that in college, but
Yeah.
because of biology and soccer, it was kind of hard to balance that. So I honestly would get depressed because
Mm.
you need free time, you need to have fun. So I needed to have fun. So I couldn't do that. But right now I'm trying to keep learning Mandarin Chinese and just on my own and stay in tune with that. Sometimes I read and sometimes I hang out with some of the college guys from Maryland too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I noticed in the press conference today that you were on that you were doing some Mandarin Chinese because I was going to bring that up, and I'm glad
Oh
you did.
really?
Yeah, I did notice
Okay.
that you.
I forgot I said that. I forgot.
Yeah, I noticed it over on the Tried and True Twitter account, and I was just like, I've got to remember to mention that on the show later. Um, so quick question: do
Mhm.
you cook at all?
Sometimes. So like basically, if I go shopping, like what I have now, usually I cook pasta.
Okay.
Pasta. That's usually my go-to. Marinate the chicken with like some lemon pepper, some seasoning, and then usually I have regular marinara sauce with the pasta, or I'll go with pesto sauce, or
Ooh.
if I want to mix it up, I'll go Alfredo. But those are
Okay.
my main dishes. That's what I usually cook, but I don't cook as much since I'm close by to my parents because my parents live at the Maryland house, the president's house, if you will. So
Okay.
yeah, so because my dad is like the president, so so they live there, and so they cook for me if I want to get something to eat. So of
Nice.
course, I would rather have my mom's cooking instead of my cooking. So that's what it boils down to.
Fair. Um, so if you were stranded on a desert island, we're going down this route now,
All right.
and you could only have one album to listen to, what would it be? I
What?
know. I know. With no streaming
What?
services on this desert island, it's one album and one album only.
it's got to be, you know, it's got to be, I think, Drake's album, Take Care.
Okay.
I'm a more of an R&B kind of guy. I like rap, but I listen to any genre. But um, I think it's that album because it's pretty deep album. There's a lot of good songs on it. So I think that one because there's some maybe intense songs, but some slow vibe that just gets you chill, and so it's probably one of my favorite albums.
Fair. This isn't on my list of questions, but I'm going to go down this route. So
Mhm.
when you're in training and things like that, or you're in the gym, what do you listen to? Do you have like a pumped up playlist or anything like that? Is there any particular songs that you generally have on?
To be honest, I'm the one who's playing most of the music when I'm in. Because I'll tell you
Yeah.
this. So basically, in our locker room at the moment, because of COVID, we are in three different parts. So there's like the main locker room.
Yep.
Mostly the older guys are in there, and then me and the young guys are in the visitor locker room, and
Mm-hmm.
then so the rest of the guys are in another one.
Yep.
And so basically I have my speaker, I bring that in, and then I just pump tunes every morning to pump the guys up for practice. And so that'll be maybe reggaeton, maybe that'll be urban Latino, or
Yeah.
maybe some rap, or occasionally Burner Boy. So I'll play some
Okay.
Burner Boy and some UK rap. So I mix it up because I have a lot of playlists. So because I like music, so I mix it up for people who I'm like, okay, guys, what do you guys want to listen to? And then I'm make that playlist for them.
Nice. We're gonna be talking a little bit more about locker room music later in the questions. So
Okay.
get
Okay.
your thinking cap on that one as well.
All right.
So before we do some quick fire questions, last question on this list is: what is one thing fans don't know about you?
A lot of people don't know I took Chinese. That was the one.
Yeah, that's probably it because I don't think anybody knew about that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then another one. Let's see. Maybe if I have a pet turtle. Yeah.
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 What's your pet's? What is the turtle's name?
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jefford.
Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey the turtle.
Yeah. I call him Jeff. But yeah.
How long have you had him for?
Oh yeah, it's probably been 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he's getting pretty big. I can't let him out in the wild because it's illegal. So
Is it?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So I think it's an invasive species to Maryland. I think it's
Oh,
native
nice.
more up north. So I think yeah. So I gotta be careful.
Fair
But
enough.
I let him out the tank sometimes so I can clean it so he can get some fresh air and
Of course.
do what he wants.
Now here's a little fact about the little town that I live in. There's a turtle that goes out on walks.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a big one?
Like a big
Oh
big
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like a
Yeah.
tortoise.
It was bizarre because you just literally you can be driving down the road or walking down the high street and then you just see this turtle. You're like,
Oh
heck,
man.
it's amazing.
Oh,
Absolutely amazing.
that's so awesome. That'll probably
Yeah.
make your day. Like, there he is.
Yeah.
There's the turtle.
He's just like, you know of the turtle and you're thinking,
Yeah.
I want to see the turtle. I want to see him. And then you see him walking down. You're
That's
like,
him. That's
yeah.
him. Oh,
I'm trying to remember his name. It's got a female name, but it's a male. And I can't remember the name. Oh, that's going to.
that's would you say it's a male but it has a female name?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's funny.
that
Well, how
is,
you distinguish, how you distinguish if it's a male or female is by like the underbelly. So I
okay.
think, yeah, if it's curved at the bottom of the chest, like the plate
Hmm.
at the bottom, if you turn it over, I think if it's curved, I think that's a female, and if it's straight, I think that's a male.
Okay.
I think that's it. I could have switched.
Yeah. But that is it's the curved belly. That is how you know.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. If you want to be careful, if you want to be that guy, turn it over.
Well, there we go. I think we've all learned something new there. So we're going to move on to some quick fire questions. So it's this or that, and I want the answer fairly quickly.
Okay.
So your first one is: Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Oh, I think you're the second player to have said that now. It's been mainly Messi.
Okay.
Beating the Red Bulls or winning MLS Cup?
MLS Cup.
Nice. Soccer or football?
Soccer.
Ooh. I mean, of course, you're American, so you're going to call it soccer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you call it shutout or clean sheet?
Clean sheet.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I've never understood why people call it shutout. There we go.
I think I like saying clean sheet. Let's get this clean sheet.
Yeah. And the next one, Dave Johnson or Devon McTavish?
Dave Johnson.
Hey. There we go. Sorry, Devon. You've not got anyone yet. Bless them. It's always Dave Johnson. It's always Dave.
Yeah.
Right. He is an absolute amazing commentator.
Incredible.
It genuinely makes watching games just take it to that next level. Because
I just always remember when I was younger, I would always hear, "It's in the net. It's in the net." And I'm like, "Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that guy saying that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Dave Johnson." I'm like, "Oh, he's cool."
he is such an awesome guy. And I just remember, again, I've said this before on the show, when he was on last year, he was just such a lovely guy, great to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got so many stories, and he's just always got time for everyone. And I don't know how the heck he keeps up with everything over on Twitter.
Oh.
Because he is always all over it. He's doing so much
Really?
work and things like that. And it's just like, how have you actually got time in your day to look at your phone, go on Twitter, not just like and retweet, but actually reply to people as well? It's just,
that's impressive. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It is very impressive. I don't know how he does
I
it.
don't have Twitter. I just have Instagram. But
I didn't. That was only this year, though, wasn't it?
yeah, so I just got one like 5 months ago. Since
Is it only that long?
say what?
Is it only been only 5 months?
I think maybe
Kind of
6.
huh?
Because it was the beginning of quarantine. So something like that. So
Yeah. So why haven't you been on social media then? Is it just something that you've instinctively avoided, or just never been bothered?
what I know about it in general, just to stay focused, because I wanted to just focus on soccer and school. So I didn't want any outside source trying to bug me, or I just wanted to, just focus on what I needed to focus on to get to where I wanted to be. And then it's just like there's so much drama that goes on social media that I don't need to have in my life, that I don't need to worry about. So I don't want, all that stuff in the back of my head when I need to study for organic chemistry final or whatever, So there's no need to have that bothering me. And that was kind of my perceived, notion of social media. I know it can be really, very good circumstances. But for me, I just I did one thing could lead to another, so I just wanted to focus on, soccer and school.
That's a very good head you've got on there, because I know so many people will just be like, it's just something you can put on your phone and just sign up, and then it becomes an addiction. And
yeah, same thing with TikTok.
Oh, don't.
That stuff that eats you. You watch one video, and then 20 minutes later, you're just like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I know a couple of lads at work who just spend pretty much all day on it, because sometimes there's not many customers who come into our shop, and it's just, how are you spending so much time? I've got better things to be doing.
Right.
I think that's just because I'm old as well.
It's okay. my mom, she's like, "Have you seen this TikTok guy who holding cranberry juice and riding down this hill, listening to like this Fleetwood Mac song?" And I'm like, "No." And then she showed me a video. I'm like, "Mom, how'd you get this?" My friend showed it to me. I'm like, "Man, even my mom knows about TikTok."
Oh, it's bad when your parents are on TikTok.
That's when I said, "Dad, you do not get a TikTok." That's it. This stuff is funny, because I send my dad some funny, like, videos of Denzel Washington and like little like snippets from his movies, because he's a big Denzel Washington fan. And he just, he cracks up laughing. Of course, he's like, "Where is this from?" "Oh, TikTok, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm like, no, don't get that. Don't get, you know.
It was when my parents first came onto Facebook,
Hmm.
and oh, my camera's just gone there. Apologies for that, and we're back. Um, and when they first went on there, I was like, oh no. And then
Uh,
parents, mum, dad, if you're listening, I'm sorry. It's all the liking that you do of the photo. I mean, granted, they like the photos of my son, so I can't argue with that.
okay, okay,
And my mum, she does share my DC UK stuff, so thank you for that. There's just some things, you know.
right, right.
The parents, they're just looking out for me. I mean, they do live 230 miles away,
Oh wow, okay.
so I can't argue too much. And at the moment, they're in even more stricter lockdown than what I am down here.
Where are they?
So they're in the northeast. So they're by Middlesbrough.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha.
and over here in the UK, they've introduced 3 different tiers of lockdown, for England anyway,
Oh wow,
and it's just confusing as hell.
yeah, that's
Because Liverpool are in the highest tier, so they're having it bad at the moment. They can't go to the pub, they can't go to any hospitality sort of setting, they can't mix households, whether it's indoors or outdoors.
wow.
Yeah. However, in the northeast at the moment, they're allowed to mix households, but only outdoors up to a maximum of 6 people. So
That's crazy. That's too much. That's a lot
yeah,
of.
it's a lot of rules and a lot of confusion, and it's got to the point where there's a village. Now I only found out this, I think it was either last night or this morning. There's a village in sort of just below the northeast
Mhm.
that is in 2 different tiers of lockdown because of a stream. I'm not
Oh,
kidding. It's literally a stream that's divided this village in 2. One
oh,
side's in one tier, and the other side's in a higher tier. It's just like,
what?
yeah,
There's too there. That's stressful over there. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
yes.
stressful
But
here, but
I'm not going to get into politics of all that because that's what it is.
right.
I'm just going to stay
Oh,
out of that because that's the safer thing to do.
hmm.
We're talking about football here, so let's get back onto football chat.
Sounds
Um,
good.
this is the locker room stuff now, and I said get your thinking cap on about the music.
Okay.
The first question is, who's got the worst taste in music?
Probably maybe Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
What?
doesn't. I remember he played 2 songs. I'm like, bro, what is? We're like, what the heck is this? Uh, and then we had to change the song.
What is his style of music then?
I don't know. I only heard 2 songs. So, but he likes different types of music. But
Okay.
when he played those 2 songs, I was like, it's like some. I think it was like a reggaeton song. I just we weren't feeling it at the time. So I was like, what do we listen to? And then Griffin's like, yo, we're changing this. We're changing this.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
He's only young.
Exactly. I was like, it is what it helped. It was just a funny time. I don't know, but he's good.
He'll get there.
Yeah,
Um.
no problem. 16,
So carry on.
yeah, 16 years old. He's good.
Yeah. He's got plenty of time to listen to some more music. I'm gonna put out that some classic rock. It's like
Oh
Fleetwood
yeah,
Mac.
yeah, classic rock alternative. You know, do you know Tame the Impala?
Yes, I do know of them.
It's good.
Not my. Not, I do like rock music in general. And to be honest, I'm not really listening too much of Tame Impala, but generally, what I'll tend to go, I do like. Have you guys? And they're probably not that big over that Pendulum.
No, I haven't heard of them.
So they're more sort of drum and bass,
Okay,
dubstep, that kind of style.
okay.
That's one to get onto. They've
And
they've had a bit of time out of music.
gotcha.
I think about 5 or 6 years, and they've just come back this year. So
I'll put
whack
that.
that
Yeah,
onto
I'll write that down. My
whack that onto your playlist.
yeah.
Um, so who's the funniest in the dressing room right now? So you've said Wayne Rooney before, but currently who is the funniest?
Um, Probably either Fisher, O'Neal Fisher, or Yamil Assad.
Huh? Yamil's not someone who's come up before on the show.
Oh, well, sometimes you just gotta catch him, and it's just like he's funny. Oh, who's? Oh no, okay. It's top three. I think. Okay, so we got
Okay.
Fisher, Junior, and Yamil.
Oh, okay.
Junior's low key. He's funny. He's a funny guy.
Nice. There we go. That is two players that have not come up. O'Neill's come up before,
Okay.
but not Junior or Yamil. There we go. Next one is one of my favourite questions because it always brings out a great answer. Who's got the worst fashion sense?
I feel like I was named on this one. Did
You
anyone say?
haven't. You've not been
Wow.
named.
Okay.
You've got away with this one.
Wow, that's deep. Okay. Did anyone say Eric Sorga yet?
Literally everyone.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, so then we'll go with him. I'm not gonna say me. We're gonna say him. 'Cause-
I love how you said yourself though. What?
Because I struggled in my rookie season, and then I was like, all right, I gotta find some clothes that fit my arms and just like sleep, to my body, like a shirt like this, just like that fits,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so I had to step my game up because I think last year Durkin said it was me, Chris Durkin. I was like, okay, man, I see, I gotta work on that. So. For game days, I kind of stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the thing that everyone said about Eric is his fashion sense is loud and out there.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, the stuff that he has, and when he comes to practice with, I'm like, wow. And it's just it's correlated, it's matched, you just know it's either a tracksuit or just loud.
And there was a photo that I seen the other day. I think it might have been from the previous game. He was wearing all white.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember that photo.
Backstreet Boys.
Oh. Hey, that's coming for you, man. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh, bless him.
I'm
sorry, Eric.
He's a great guy. I think Eric is probably one of my, really good friends on the team, just because, it's like making sure, he's okay because, he's all the way from Estonia. So make sure he's doing okay and mentally. And I'm always, helping him out no matter what. Always his, really good friend on the team.
I mean, for him, that must have been a sort of a tricky year, especially with the pandemic.
100%. Yeah.
Coming over and obviously brand new country, new people, new way of life, and then a pandemic hits, and this is like, ugh.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. Like, very, very impressive. Very impressive.
And he scored a 98th minute winner against the Red Bulls.
That was sick. Yeah, I was so that game. I think I was so happy. I hugged him so much, and I was just like, our pictures. I was like, yo, you did it, bro. Yeah. It was just like, it was incredible. That was one of my probably favorite games to play in this season, just because I was proud of him and just proud of the team and how, we worked really hard and came over with that win.
Oh, it was something else, because for me, it was, you're getting towards the end of the game, and obviously we had that delay, I think, was it an injury? I think it was.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, right, last throw of the dice, come on. Let's have an effort. And then he comes up with that, and he's like,
yeah.
I mean, I had to really refrain myself from shouting out loud because I've got my little boys upstairs fast asleep, and I think it must have been 2:45 in the morning.
Dang.
Over here, and I'm just like, it's like, oh.
You run outside. Yeah.
Oh, I would have run around the block naked.
Wow, dang.
If that was legal, I would have done that.
Wake up the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. But how nice is it for this game this weekend to actually kick off at a reasonable time?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting the fact that we have to leave one day before. So we have to leave on Friday or tomorrow, and then we'll play the game Saturday. So we leave the day of the game,
Yeah.
and get back really late. So now the game's at 4 o'clock. Um, we're getting there late tomorrow at like 8:30. We'll go to sleep, wake up early, and it'll be like a regular game from last season, I guess, when we
Yeah.
travel. So
Yeah, because that was actually when you just mentioned that. I was going to say, aren't we supposed to be traveling there and back on the same day? But
But yeah, but it switched to since
yeah,
it's an early game, they want us to, get more rest in the hotel, make sure we're, fine,
yeah,
ready to go.
you can't argue with that. You
Oh,
definitely need the rest.
yes.
Right, back to teammate questions. Who's the worst dancer? Are you? Is that expression for yourself there or
Has someone said that was me?
no?
Okay.
Believe it or not, I think the one that's come up most is Moses.
I have never seen Moses dance. That's the thing. So
Oh,
that's
I think that was
so
Griffin and Kevin who said that though.
okay. So I'm gonna say Moses too because I've never seen him. You know, he's seen him dance. He's pretty conservative. I
Okay,
gotta watch for him. So yeah.
yeah,
But like if a good song comes on, maybe he'll do something. But it's like
yeah.
very 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 conservative, which it's good.
So are you the kind of guy, but obviously because of your height, a little bit more rigid on the dance floor? Because I definitely am.
Yeah, I mean, I used because we when I was younger, I could dance all the time. I was really agile, and then I when we kept I kept growing. I started to get kind of rigid, and I had to fill out my body a little bit, and lankiness.
Yeah,
But I haven't really danced in a long time since like really really like got on a dance floor and dance. But when I
yeah,
want to, then I'll probably go down. But you gotta slowly get into it. I gotta feel the song, and then I start getting into it.
no. I think other players that have been mentioned for worst dancing was Steve Birnbaum and Chris Ice, and I think that was mainly because the dads.
So wait, what? Steve
Because they're
Irwin?
dads, so the dad dancing comes out, the
Oh,
little shimmies, and the
yeah,
fingers
yeah,
start coming out, and
yeah, like, yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah,
just like, you know,
I'm I'm in that category now
oh no, no, no.
because I'm just there. I mean, to be honest, my dancing was never any good anyway. So,
I saw Sam Legg busting some moves
oh,
in the locker.
oh
Me,
dear,
me
yeah,
and me and Kevin were like, but they weren't bad, but it's just like, oh, I could see Sam doing that on the dance floor. So
nice.
yeah,
So, we've got two more questions for you on the teammate side of things.
okay,
So, in the dressing room, who's the most focused?
focus. On game day or just
Yeah, on game day. So you get in that dressing room, you've got your kit on. Who's there? Just sat there
okay.
in the zone.
Probably Joseph Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I am. I'm pretty focused. I got my headphones in,
Hmm.
just doing this. But usually it's Joseph.
Not fair. I don't think anyone's mentioned him before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to
Who?
think back now. I
What were
know
the other answers?
Felipe's been mentioned
Oh, okay, okay.
and Bill as well.
Good. Bill, okay. Bill
Uh,
gets he gets into his routine. There's a thing about
hmm.
his routine and then focus.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think he's very routine with what he does. Joseph, I feel like is really focused. Felipe is very focused and in routine. The way
Okay. There you go.
Mhm.
Last one of the locker room. What's the most embarrassing thing to have happened in there?
Probably,
If you're allowed to say it.
yeah. Some of the stuff I can't say, but probably like on game day where, you know, sometimes we have, the soccer balls in the big space in the locker room, and then
Mm,
have say like the little, like a little, we'll say roller, and it's like a bucket where you can put your dirty clothes in, and they
yep.
roll the bucket in the middle, and sometimes Fred gets a soccer ball and he just shoots it in the bucket just to get. It's just for nerves. So you always see him just shoot it just to get his nerves down. Um, which is an interesting thing. I've never
Yeah.
seen that, but that's some of the guys do that. Just to see their nerves, just see their accuracy. It's something really interesting and different, but I can
Yeah.
see why they do that in a way. So
Yeah. There we go.
it's not embarrassing, but I guess it's interesting. Embarrassing, stuff I can't tell you because that's classified.
we're going down that way. Everything's
Yeah,
classified.
yeah, it's classified.
Right. You've passed the teammate questions. We've got a couple of fan questions to go through now.
Okay.
So first one from Brian Lake. He is obviously a DC United fan and a UMD soccer supporter as well.
Okay.
He says it's been a lot of fun watching you play for both.
Thanks, Brian.
His question is, what's been the biggest footballing moment for you so far in your career?
Probably, probably winning the national championship. To be honest, playing in that with the players, I played with the past 3 years, and just making sure that they won something, because some of those guys, are my brothers.
Hmm.
I respect so much. They're my diehard friends. I contact them maybe every day or every week. So I was really happy that I was able to win the national title with them, and get one for Maryland, for the whole school and the whole soccer organization.
Yeah. He does go on to ask,
Oh, okay.
what's better at the dining hall at UMD, chicken tenders or buffalo chicken wrap day?
I think the chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go,
I mean,
Brian.
I stopped getting dining hall food after my freshman year, so
Hmm.
I think I was on scholarship. So I kind of took the money from the scholarship and I just started cooking. So that's kind of. But they had some. I remember they had some really good smoothies and chicken fingers and cookies and stuff.
There we go. So, next question is from David Sheehan. And he asks, if there's one thing you'd ask your dad to fix at UMD, what would it be? And could he terminate the contract of Sacho Jurovsky so he's more likely to come to United?
Oh my goodness, what a question! I mean, my dad's doing a lot. He's doing a great job at the university. So I gotta say, give him props for that.
Yeah.
Change. Uh, I mean, hopefully you can get I think, a stadium for Maryland, maybe a new stadium for soccer, maybe primarily. I don't know. And I don't think he can, fire Sash and hopefully get a job at Man U. Sash loves, the environment here. He's got so much history here, and he's built, a legacy. So, he's one of the best coaches I've ever played with. Great person, great guy, and he's gotten me to where I am now. So I wouldn't want him to leave Maryland because he could help other guys to get where they want to be. So.
Yeah. Do you think he could do a job at DC United?
Ooh, I think he could, but it's very different in the way that he builds his teams. So basically, you come in and say as a freshman, and you have to learn certain things about the program, and say the winning ways and performance pentagon and all these things that you have to buy in. And so it's going to be hard for him to transition that to the professionals because you could be here one day and gone the next. So it's going to be hard for him to preach those principles to the guys in the professional level. So that's why I think he's perfect at the college level, where you can coach these kids, make them into great players, great people, and hopefully great professionals at
There you go. That was the last question.
Okay, all right. Wow.
How was that for you? Did you enjoy that?
Oh, I had a great time. Honestly, that was really probably one of the greatest interviews I've had.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Right. So let's end the show then, because that if Donny's going to say it's the best interview ever, I'm going to go with that. So thank you to everyone who's been here watching live. Thank you to you who has listened in after or watched afterwards, because it's always great to see everyone joining in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button as well. If you're listening to this on the podcast, please leave a rating and a review, because that also helps the show out too. Good luck at the weekend, Donny.
Thank you. Thanks, you.
Because I think we're going to do well. After that win against Cincy, hopes are high, and I think from what I've been reading, the mood in the camp is very good as well. So
right. Team morale's high. Stay positive.
Exactly.
Feel very good about this team, and let's just kick some butt on Saturday and get the job done.
Absolutely. Let's get that win at ATL. So thank you again for everyone to tuning in. As I said, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, Vamos United.
Vamos United.